Alright, enough jabber. It's time to make some new history. Get that new history smell in here. Ugh. These moldy tomes, gotta set them aside. Data slates or whatever the fuck we use, and whatever the hell time we're in. Okay. You already have her sobriquet? Spouse. At least one. Why limit ourselves? We're in the future. Blue die is the first die. White die is the second die. That's a 2 and a 1. Head of a noble house known for intrigue. Truly, Willie is following in Clovis's steps. Is he not? Yes, head of a noble house known for intrigue. Let's have a look at that, shall we? Whoop. Spouse, not spose. Head of a noble house known for intrigue. Okay. What do we do with that? Kind of name, what kind of title, what kind of position? What kind of... The actual head of a noble house. So another bloodline is elevated. They merge into the empire. Well, into the imperial bloodline. The first time that's happened, right? Look back. Yeah, offspring of a noble house. This one was a diplomat. This one was a distant cousin known for charitable acts. And this one was an advisor. Yeah, head of a noble house. Okay, this person would end up bringing, likely, real power to the table, and that's real power the tyrant seeks. Particularly in the form of assets to keep control. Yes, control. It's something Clovis strived to accomplish and failed. It's something Alira strived to maintain and failed. Will here with the knowledge of the past in consuming the official histories. Yes, Reflections goes a much different direction than his father ran. There are no charitable acts here. Oh no, there is no charity. There is only war. We'll leave this like name unknown. Why don't we go with trying to visualize like how this head of a noble house is, what they might have been named. Like, obviously, they're known for intrigue, so very adept, very skilled at maneuvering in social circles, real spy masters, real cunning, crafty. We shall name her... It's not just like hesitation, like struggling with a name. I'm also like continuing to like build like the image of like what this house looks like and how it ends up impacting like Will and how this ends up impacting the realm. This is definitely a marriage to further political power between both. For both. To further both agendas? Maybe future Grimith will write that different. We're going to name her Starlin Caladan. Of House Caladan. Starlin Caladan. Star. The star in the sky. Great. Wonderful. Awesome. House Caladan. Yes. It's a good name. It's a good name. It's a good name. Of planet Caladan. It's a good planet. It's a good planet. It's a good planet. It's fair dogs fits. Fair dogs fits. Oh, shit. All right. We gotta roll 2d6. 3. 3 minus 3. Oh, no. The official first die has been lost. No heirs. Official first die. Come back. Sorry. No heirs. Hey. That most likely will mean, unless the story creates an heir for us, that upon Will's death, one of his siblings will become emperor. One of his siblings' children will become. We'll see. We'll get to succession. A little fuzzy on it. It's been 5 days. I haven't really needed that extra bit. Right. Anyway. No heirs. Well, that means that that's actually not required. We'll go ahead and write Starlin. And perhaps, Will and Starlin are so active in their military and political agendas that there's no time for children. Perhaps they simply do not desire children. Or perhaps they are incapable, despite incredible medical advancements of this time, having children. Perhaps one desires children and the other does not. Perhaps this is not perhaps the official historian is not allowed to speculate on this, given Will is known as the Tyrant. And given the identity of Starlin Caladan, this might not be a theater open to the speculation of the first. This might be safe for the unofficial histories. Regardless, no heirs. Okay. How many events the Tyrant and his wife have? Roll 1d6. Okay, first die. 4 events. Okay, I can write that down pretty easily. I can remember 4. Probably, he said, choosing to believe that was true, as he went back to the sheet and just conveniently made sure there were 4 events. You don't need to see that. Okay, great. 4 events. And we are in Rise. We better not fucking fall. I don't know if it's possible to fall for this section. And I don't read the individual prompts that closely. Might just only be Golden Age? That would be swell. But we can stay here for a while. I'd be fine with that. 1 and 3. Huh. That's a repeat. Will did that. Why don't we flick this up 1 or down 1? A foreign spy master has turned traitor and seeks sanctuary within our empire's borders. They may hold helpful information. Protecting them could cause a diplomatic incident. Or a foreign power, having amassed great fleet, demand tribute lest they attack. Are we in a position to defend our borders? That sounds so familiar to what Alira faced. Let's go with 1, 2. Yeah, I like where we can go with that prompt. We'll put this repeat aside for now. So we can shift around story. I mean, it just fucking happened. Come on. 1 moment while I punch this in. Okay, a foreign spy master has turned traitor and seeks sanctuary within our empire's borders. They may hold helpful information. Protecting them could cause a diplomatic incident. Okay, so name redacted. The the venerable spy master of the Orion Collective led to our homeworld in search of asylum from the new emperor. Reason redacted. Why don't I name redacted, venerable spy master? We'll take out the reason redacted. The emperor, our beloved, our most glorious emperor. Yes, our most glorious emperor saw the value in this new asset and made him most comfortable within location redacted. Though the specifics name redacted provided the emperor are vague, are not common knowledge. It is clear the OC greatly desired his return and recalled their ambassador, Cybrixian ambassador from Cybrixia, when the emperor refused. Provided the imperial government. Imperial government are not remain classified. The diplomatic response is not. The OC demanded their spy master's return, and when the Empire refused, when the Emperor curtly refused, the OC recalled their ambassador from Cybrixia. From the homeworld? From the homeworld. Okay. Yeah, that was fun. You can see that happen. The Tyrant being like, yes. Why, yes. You are welcome. Please. Make yourself comfortable. Particularly with his wife there? Yes. Now, we don't know how Name Redacted was treated. We don't know what measures were employed to secure valuable information. We don't know his ultimate destination or whether he lived through the conversations. What is known is that the Orion Collective, the new emperor there, very much wanted their spy master back, and the Tyrant told them to go fuck themselves. So, the truce does remain at this point between our empire and the OC. But now there's a state of Cold War. Not hot, cold. Very much so cold. Okay. Should I state that? At this moment in time, a Cold War now exists between the two empires. Yeah, sure. I think it's superfluous, extraneous, and yet, maybe not so. And yet, maybe, well, fuck it. Moving on to the next event. A foreign spy master. That's the power of tyranny right there. Yes. The people may suffer, but it is for the best. It is for our best, isn't it? 2 and 2. A previously unknown alien intelligence offers us assistance in return for a valuable resource. It's hydrogen, isn't it? Aliens have come to us seeking hydrogen. Finally. Finally, it is. I jest, of course, but so many fucking science fiction stories are built upon the concept of aliens visiting our world in search of some seemingly, like, abundant resource that they need to acquire from here. I figure if you're capable of interstellar travel, you might be able to acquire it, but suspension of disbelief. I digress. Let me punch this in. One moment. A previously unknown alien intelligence offers us assistance in return for a valuable resource. Okay. First contact. An entity describing itself only as the night, addressing itself as the light beckons instead of the night beckons. The light beckons. Approached an an imperial patrol force within the Persephone star cluster. It had translated, it communicated through us. Through a translator, it somehow knew our language intimately. And it sought to broker a deal. Maybe I can remove the quotation marks. And italicize. Yes. TLB. Expressed considerable interest within the Erebus Catalyst. Did I give that a name? No. Maybe it's known as the Erebus Catalyst. I don't know. I haven't thought of a proper name for the parasite. Rejuvenation Catalyst? within the catalytic parasite? The one Alira's expedition uncovered upon the now lost planet of Erebus. Presumably, the ecological life cycle has been propagated across the Empire. You know, these things might be grown in fucking vats at this point, within, like, tubes, within, like, entire, like, biodomes. Due to, like, the prominence and popularity of these rejuvenation chambers and how they need to be modified to, you know, create the Navigator cast. And the light beckons does not seem to have these, and greatly desires them. In obtaining a seed? How do I want, like, a seed crop? A seed crop of the catalytic parasite. In exchange, what could the light beckons offer Will, the Tyrant? It is not knowledge of, say, the Orion Collective that Will requires. How could he... In exchange... So I'm either thinking something mentally oriented, like a mood modulator, or something that might, like, either, like, read moods or temper extreme emotions. Some sort of, like, broadcast device you could put in workshops and in mines and residential quarters, and, you know, something that could allow a tyrant to get a proper feel of his people and make sure the feeling's correct. Alternatively, I think something military is appropriate for the tyrant to ensure control. TLB offered schematic secrets of schematics of bizarre weaponry which could somehow harness like the energy of a black hole, energy of how do I wish to of weapons. The weapons themselves appeared to us in 3 dimensions, but it was as if what we perceived I believe these would be like hand weapons, not like starship weapons. Hand weapons. As if what we perceived were the shadows these weapons cast. Nearly flat. how do I wish to articulate this dumb bullshit I'm making up? Make it come across as if like the weapons themselves are like shadowy in nature, as if like it's the shadow of something we're holding from the fourth dimension. Or I don't fucking know, the Negaverse. The weapons themselves appear as shadows being cast from another dimension. You might be familiar with Carl Sagan ends up into an explanation of how dimensions work and how shadows like are cast upon planes. Like, hey, like, you know, square. Here's a cube. No, you can't see a tesseract, but we can perceive its shadow being cast and then extrapolate what that might look like what that object could actually be. Something to that effect. It's been a long time for me since science class. The Emperor, the Emperor promptly accepted this deal with the TLB, provided it no, I don't think there's like any additional caveat. And the weapons were the deal was made. And I think that paragraph should end there. What's the current fate of the weapons? Are they widely spread? Like, are the schematics like, can we reproduce them? What's it gonna be like to like wield them? What kind of devastation can they really cause? Presumably there was some demonstration, like, here are free samples. Like you're in a fucking Sam's Club or some other supermarket. And some person behind a fucking table hands you like a toothpick and there's like a sliver of a freschetta pizza on it. But it's not like a pizza, but it's like the shadow of a fourth dimension pizza. Yeah, this is uh-huh. Good story. Good story. Okay, let's move on. Oh shit. Roll event 3. What order, what tyranny will be created using these weapons in marine barracks, the Raxes, stationed across the planets of the Empire, and abroad, and beyond, and whatever. Let's roll a fucking third event, shall we? 1 and 6. We're just still staying in this section, huh? A rare and valuable resource is found in a highly dangerous area of space. Exploiting this resource would likely come at the cost of many lives. Is it a price worth paying? I think we know the answer to that question. One moment. A rare and valuable resource is found in a highly dangerous area of space. Exploiting this resource would likely come at the cost of many lives. Is it a price worth paying? So how I see it, the catastrophe at Erebus resulted in a need for the Navigator cast to adjust valid jump drive angles, particularly when attempting to get from the core cluster to the Persephone star cluster on the other side of the black hole. These retriangulations, the adjusted routes, have uncovered an ancient, like, stellar graveyard with ship designs unknown and frankly unrecognizable. What you have there are the materials of these derelicts long past. And included in that, we'll call it some sort of bullshit material. Why not mithril? And mithril is used in, like, so we can create jump drives normally using our normal, like, technology and materials, how we craft them. But if they're made of mithril, it reduces the mass of these jump drives while increasing their reliability. There are no losses, it's only net gain, thus improving the efficacy of any star vassal, but particularly military star vassals, as far as Will Ravenor, the Tyrant, is concerned, which he most certainly cares about. And to acquisition of this resource would be to have, like, private companies, like, venture out, like, offer, like, incredible bounties to pay for this material if you are brave and bold enough to go in, to travel to this location, far from established space, far from where anyone can help you, and mine this, extract it from the derelicts, and bring it back to the government. And the Empire does not cheat people of their due. They wish to encourage getting more mithril. You are paid handsomely, but if you steal it from someone else, while, you know, like, just when they've got, like, a full cargo, and then you go and sell to the government, then you get the money, and the person you stole it from gets fucking nothing. Yeah. That creates a mithril boom. Like, you know, outcroppings of industry, of, like, these shanty stations and prefab structures. They're like, that, like, travel out there to support a bustling, like, a temporary industry. A gold rush. A mithril rush. Yes. Now, how do I write that down? That was good. That was good freewheeling story building. How the fuck am I going to write that down? I just, like, what I said in the video. The end. Oh, shit. I know, that was great. Navigators. I know, I said it so great now that I'm trying to put it down into text. Fucking bane of my existence. So, mithril, specialized metal used to reduce mass and increase efficacy of jump drives, located in a stellar graveyard. I'm calling it an uncharted stellar graveyard. Stellar graveyard located only after the catastrophe, the Erebus catastrophe. A lot of proper noun phrases here. Forced navigator reassessment of travel lines between the core sector and the Persephone star cluster. The Imperial government offers riches and prestige to those who can provide mithril, who can retrieve mithril for the military machine. A rush is born, and lives are spent in the desperate acquisition of this precious resource. Fair. Kind of choppy sentences. Official historian may come back and massage that. Or maybe not. We'll see. But that gets the point across. Something I've learned over my years of sentence crafting is I can be pretty fussy when it comes to building sentences. But if I actually know how to articulate, like, what the fuck I want to write down, then I just chop up what I spoke, and I write that down. And I'll understand what it means, and if I need someone to understand what it means, then I'll massage the words into phrases, into sentences, give it some context, and mission accomplished. Christmas is saved. Ha fucking saw. Alright, this is the third event. Tyranny. So much blood. Imperium being spent to strengthen, to bolster the Empire, for it remains on the rise. And time marches on here with the final event of Will's reign. The days go by. 5 and 3. 5-3. The Emperor's spies suggest embedding agents within a foreign empire, slowly building influence within their establishments. If our spies are discovered, war is inevitable. Okie dokie. Well, war may very well have been inevitable the moment Will took power. This is our final event. The next emperor may very well have to face the crucible of war and the consequences of the tyrant's actions. One moment while I put this into the spreadsheet. I'm really enjoying this, like, the intrigue that is being built here. The tyrant and his wife. I actually just noticed that I chopped off a head of a noble house. Good for intrigue. Head of a noble. How about I just erase that fucking comma that's there? That is put there within the text. Or I just leave the semicolon. Yeah, fine. Everyone loves semicolons, right? Right. Be very useful or very irritating. Depends on your professor. I digress. So, it is little surprise. So, ever since the acquisition, I just used that word recently, the recovery, the turning of the Orion Collective's venerable spy master, the Emperor and his wife. How about I just repeat the fucking event text? I like that. in the twilight of the Emperor's reign, his spies suggested embedding their own agents within the Orion Collective. Or is that already to be assumed that it occurred? So the only other, like, empire that we have... just a foreign power. I wouldn't call that an empire. Oh, we'll just keep it going with the Orion Collective. This is great. The twilight of the Emperor's reign, his spies suggested embedding their own agents within the Orion Collective's imperial household. Imperial domain. If I did not spell that correctly, future Grimith will provide the correction. I mean, I could just say domain, but I like household. Let's expand that. Obviously, there's like a spy game espionage already going on between like these two powers. Capitalizing on previous advances in espionage and the still relevant data provided by the OC's former spy master. I don't like that sentence structure. Yeah, the sentence sucks. To capitalize on and the still relevant data provided by the Emperor and in council with his wife wholeheartedly agreed. How did the official historian get in hold of this information? Maybe it was because of the next emperor we've got coming up. Maybe someone in the government leaked it. Maybe the emperor wanted everyone to know the official history after his death. Maybe he's just fucking awesome. Agreed. And plans were set in motion to secure the assets which would allow House Ravenor to take the life I never named like the House of to plans and were set in motion by assets hidden assets to secure assets Cybrixia could use to leverage against the OC's household. Perhaps a member of the royal family, if not the emperor himself. A frozen revenge. Overdue after the death that befell a lira. Does the Orion Collective discover? Tell you what. Odds yes. Evens no. Odds yes. War gets hot. However, perhaps the plans were over-ambitious, or the OC's household, or the enemy imperial household particularly vigilant for a prominent, the OC captured a prominent asset and exposed the plot. True war exists once more between Cybrixia and the Orion Collective. Yeah, okay. Well, will he live? Will he die as he lived? How will he die? Will it be the source of a plot against him? I am intrigued. We don't have any collapse scores to worry about here. The death of an emperor is a time of great upheaval. As war resumes. How does the Tyrant go? 6 and 4. Exotic fungal infection. Huh. Well. I might just outsource that creativity to the unofficial histories. Once more. I might be tapped here. Die due to, how do I want to write this? Die due to an exotic fungal infection? Yeah, I think so. Died of an exotic fungal infection. Died of an exotic fungal infection. Perhaps leading the charge against the Orion Collective to the extent that even led a land invasion, perhaps even brandishing these bizarre hand weapons. I wouldn't say the infection came from, like the fungus wasn't from the weapons themselves, but on the planet. In the opening moves, of the Second War, of aggression. Yeah. Of unjust aggression. The Emperor personally led a land invasion of, what do I name this? Ooh, we'll say Alteros. Of Alteros 3. just chop out Alteros. The OC's most exposed planet? Say something like that? Yeah. Closest star system. Though the invasion ultimately proved successful thanks to the shadowy weaponry. The Emperor did not survive, and many troops contracted a bizarre, an incredibly rare and dangerous fungal infection within the planet's jungles. Medical treatment would not revive the Tyrant. He really... he kind of really lived and died like Clovis. The Armada's medical professionals, despite access, I don't want to say that, on-site medical staff could not save him. And why don't we just chop out that bit? This is about the Emperor. A previously undiscovered... I don't need to name the fungal infection. It's an incredibly dangerous, incredibly rare, and dangerous fungal infection within the planet's jungles. On-site medical staff could not save him. Okay. I think that'll do that. All right. So, where do we go from here? If an emperor dies without leaving an immediate heir, as he has, the throne will pass to the children of the emperor's own siblings, following the same rules. The throne must pass to the next generation. Which one of these chuckle fucks did Will like the most? And we know that, yeah. We'll say Perry, and Perry had a little lamb, a kid. With whom? Who can say? All right, moving on. For example, in an empire where the throne is transferred to the eldest child of the emperor, Emperor Paul dies childless. Since Paul has no descendants, the throne will pass instead to the descendants of Paul's sisters, Alia. We roll to discover how many descendants Alia had, and find she had one son. We name Duncan. Duncan is crowned as emperor. I guess we should determine how many children Perry had, because Perry might not have had any kids, and then we'll go down the line. Well, just for convenience sake, say that that Perry was of his siblings, Will perhaps tolerated Perry the most. So, we know it's 2d6 minus 1d6. How many kids does Perry have? 11. 11 minus 5. Ended up being how I accidentally dropped that die away. So 6 kids. Okay. I can flesh that out. I'll just type in 6 kids for my fucking convenience right now because I'm in the middle of the succession crisis. There's no time. And, as a kid. But what of Alia, who never expected her children to rule? When the new emperor is chosen in this matter, roll on the princely lines table to discover the traits of those whom power passed by. So our next emperor is not Perry, but one of Perry's 6 children, as the throne must pass to the next generation. So, who is this as of yet nameless child? Let me go ahead and actually pull up the video capture. Our first time rolling on this table. Exciting. 2 and 6. A pathological liar. Unstable +1. Okay. Our first point of instability. Whoop. Punch that into the sheet. Let's reveal the sheet. 1 point of unstable now. Go ahead and just write in pathological liar. U +1. Okay. Yep, that's 2 and 6. So yes, creating instability that will be remembered, that will permanently tarnish this bloodline, that will create instability, like an unstable quality, that will affect all of Ravenor's blood and how the public perceives them for the rest of time, for the rest of recorded history. Now, this, as of yet unnamed, favored child of 6, the unlikely emperor, will determine names and siblings later, perhaps between videos. But before I go, this pathological liar. Before I go. Okay, got it. So, Perry was a pathological liar. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Perry's a pathological liar. Maybe that's why Will ended up liking her. Maybe Will didn't know? No, Will knew. Will knew. And what does that say about the other children? About Santiago and Elliot? That, what does that say about them? That Will was like, this is the best one. My darling sister. Don't you fucking lie to me! Interesting. Yes. But what is a sobriquet of our as of yet unnamed emperor? Something for me to think about with other things. For next video. 6 and 2. The Broken. Well, Will may do with the materials at his disposal. The official history doesn't have recorded why he and Starlin had no children. Maybe they should have considered adopting, or maybe he picked the wrong sibling. Whose child, the pathological liar, the kid, and that kid is known in history as the Broken. Like my voice. I'll see you next time. Don't mind me just appending something else to this video too, so that way I don't have to delete the other video that still hasn't finished processing until this video is uploaded and finished processing so I can seamlessly replace them. Yay!